Hello, good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Yes, today we will talk about air powered coordination and more specifically, we will talk about issue management. I have a presentation and I hope I will take just 20 minutes. Yes, yes. Briefly, I want to talk about myself. My name is Aydın Özçekiç. I am founder of Botmore Technology, and Botmore Technology is generally working on AI-powered solutions, and we are directly focused on project management and to solve the problems of project management teams. Today, I want to talk about a bit issue management. Uh, a simple definition. I know already you know, but what is issue management? Issues are events that have occurred or are occurring or are certain to occur that potentially have negative effect on a project. Uh, we think that issues are very critical for project management because you know that risk management is very important and issue management is directly related with risk management because if you understand your risk better, then you can solve your issues easier. So, in other words, uh, is the result of risks is issues. So, if you can't handle your risks better, then you can't understand what is going on in the issue management. So it's directly related between. And on the other hand, if you understand your issues better and your issue solutions, your problems, then you can make better risk management in the backend. So is we can talk a basic issue workflow and it's applicable for all projects. First, an issue occurred, something happened, and then creator of issue uh, define the issue, and of course it will be the creator's point of view, and then uh, we will add some data, photo data. It can be weather conditions. It can be different data about the planning, that kind of things. We will add to this subjective definition, and we create issue definition. According to this data, then we classify the issue. And classification is so critical because when you classify the issues, then you can use this data more effectively in the risk management, and of course to understand what is going on. And on the other hand, you send this issue most related people, and it's very important to reach the responsible people who can solve the issue. Then issue evaluation starts. In that point, there's a two option. One is maybe issue is not uh, not has required data to solve this problem. So you need more information to solve this issue. In that point, you need a requirement refinement. Refinement is critical, and because of that, you have to find more data about this problem. It can be photo, it can be different details, these different specifications, that kind of thing. So you have to make a refinement about this problem. So this refinement is critical, and so if the refinement is needed, you have to go back to issue definition, and you have to work on the issue definition again, then to make it better. And when you make it better, and after the issue evaluation point, you decide that you say, okay, we have enough data to solve this problem, and in that point, you have to design a solution. And this design is very important because you have to understand all the problem and you have to find a solution which will be applicable. And then implementation stage will start, and you will implement this solution to the real life, and then review. You will see the results, and then results evaluation will start. This is very important. You think about that. You will find a solution for the problem, for the issue, but it worked or not. You don't know. So then when you evaluate the result, you can go two-way. You can say that, okay, this problem is solved, this issue is solved. So you register the solution, and you have a good data about issue, the definition of the issue, classification of the issue, and the solution of the issue, and the real results. So this is perfect workflow. Another point, maybe you find a solution but it doesn't work. In that point, you have to go back to requirement refinement, and then again you have to go to issue definition because there's a problem there, and this cycle will go on. But we should understand that if you can control this flow, you will manage your project better, because mainly this project management, of course there's a different subjects in project management, but mainly project management is to solve the problems in ongoing tasks. So issue management, because of that, in the core of the project management. So if you manage project management better, issue management better, you can you can increase your productivity, and maybe more importantly, you will have a very valuable data about your project, and you will feed your risk management using this data, collected data, and not just you manage the risk, you can mitigate the risk, and it is very important. You can put some solutions to your risk management, risk assessment chart. So from this point of view, we focused on the issue workflow and we try to make it better. For the issue management, we have to focus different things, but maybe the most important things in every workflow there are some bottlenecks, and for the issue management it's same. There are some bottlenecks in the issue management. This can be some people, some responsible people, some subcontractors, and they create some bottlenecks or some data we need but we couldn't reach, and we should find that kind of bottlenecks uh, to make our progress better. And other thing is to create knowledge base for the company. uh, I talk about it a bit much, but it's very important, because normally when you manage a project, there's no a lot of data about which can fit the future projects, or which can create a company wise knowledge base, because people like to solve problem with their experience, and generally it's not a well documented the solution, so they are just goes gone. So nobody knows what is going on, and nobody knows what is the real solution of the problem. So in that point, this not doesn't create a company culture for the future projects. I think it is a big miss. Because of that, we focus on creating knowledge base for the company. The other thing is performance evaluation. If you want to evaluate performance of someone in your team, especially for the quality check or other kinds of things, uh, first it may be how is their response to the issue management. There's an issue, and if they can solve these issues because of different reasons. I think this is about the performance of the people. So it's the issue management directly related to the performance of the people and performance of the project. So if you measure the issue management performance directly, you understand how you are managing the project. So this is directly related and very important point. Other thing, if you want to make predictions and notifications, especially related to risk, uh, you need data, and issue data is very useful to make that. Because of that, issue management data or issue workflow data is very critical for us. Mainly problem is in generally, of course, there are some solutions to register issues, but people solve the especially ongoing project, ongoing problems, ongoing issues with their experiences. So it creates experience-centric solutions for these issues. And people generally cannot register their experience to a system. And this create a big bottleneck for the company, because you are, as a company, you are dependent to the people, and it is not good thing for a company to depend on the people. It should be independent. So I think this part is very important, and it is the main problem: how you can make experience how you can transform experience to data. I think this is very important problem for the project management. Other thing is no registration. Generally, uh, yeah, issues are a bit registered, but so especially solutions of issues and the classifications of issues are not registered uh, properly. Because of that, registration is a very critical problem. Uh, for all data things is very important, but for the issue life cycle, it is very critical too. And no technology usage. Yes, there are different technologies you can use for the issue registration, but at the end, we should control all issue life cycle. And to do that, we can use different technologies together and we can create different checkpoints. Uh, Unfortunately, project management tips don't focus on this issue too much. They are generally focused on task management and task planning side, but they don't focus on issue management. They just try to solve the problems, of course, and they try to be fast, but they don't think how we can use more technology to solve that kind of problems more effectively. They don't focus on that, and generally they put to experienced people to solve these problems by heart. This is, of course, working, but not a good way to do that. And what we did, about more technology, we think that we have to create a digital assistant. Maybe you know digital assistant is basically you can think like Siri, but Siri is so general digital assistant. This is a more specific digital assistant just to help you in the issue management life cycle. So from this point of view, we try to create a digital assistant, in other words, chatbot. You can use easily in a project, and especially in issue management life cycle. What is, but first of all, it is working in everywhere. Uh, it is working in WhatsApp, it's working Telegram, it's working Teams. Why we did this? Because we think that people are already using WhatsApp, Teams, that kind of things, sharing pictures, sharing data, sharing documents, sharing their ideas, or asking some solutions. So they are using these tools already. So we try to put a coordinator assistant between this communication and to collect this data and make it more better and useful for the people at the same time to create a database in the background for all these communication. So we first focus on assistance. It is an assistant, so it will help the people to coordinate issue solution. Other thing is automatization. uh, Coordination is generally is very time consuming thing. For example, you have a problem in the project and you have to call a subcontractor to ask the questions, and then you have to chase them, and it takes time. You have to call them, you have to send message to them, you have to send some emails. So it takes too much time of the general project managers or quality managers. It's a very consuming and boring thing. Because of that, the automation is very important. A digital assistant can do that because when you create the issue and you put a deadline and put the responsible, the digital assistant can chase the people, can ask the question, can take the results, and then it turns back to you with the results. I think this is very effective and useful. Other thing is the coordination. Of course, everything is about the coordination and it's easy to use because you don't need anything to learn. It's not an app. It's just a messaging application, and the digital assistant like a person in the messaging app. So you don't need to learn a new things. Just send a message and wait for answer. So because of that, we decided to create a digital assistant for the issue management. How do we handle issue management? Generally, we create issue, yeah, then we can search it, we can modify it, and we can coordinate it. And using some notifications, we are chasing the process and collect the data about each point of the workflow. So I think it is very important. And what do we collect? Generally, we collect first issue definition, deadline, priority, responsible people, confirmation of responsible because it's important that when you assign a job, a issue to any people, you should confirm responsibility. If you don't if they don't accept the responsibility, then it's a huge problem and a huge bottleneck for the project, because this confirmation process is very important. And then you should update logs of the issue. We should understand where is our issue now, who is working on it, uh, when it will finish, what are the feedbacks. There are a lot of data and we are logging them. This is very important. And the closing date and the solution info of the issue. We have to collect how did you solve this problem. This is very important data, because we have to know that uh, solution of the problem. If we know that, then we can connect this data with the issue and the issue class, and this will be very useful, as I said before. And we are using our digital assistant as a communication tool. Responsible people and assigner and assignee can send message to each other using our digital assistant. So all messages between different parties related to issue are registered. This is very very useful because of different reasons. First, you have a registered info about how the people are communicated. It's perfect. And the second thing, you see that which type of problems are creating more messaging steps. This is very important to understand real complexity of the problem. Normally, it's not easy to understand complexity of an issue, because sometimes some simple issues, simple problems, can create a huge complexity, because there can be different parties. They couldn't understand each other because their main focus are different. So it creates a lot of messages between these parties, and this we call this a complexity of the issue. And if we understand complexity of the issue, and then we put we can evaluate its importance. I think it is very important to understand really what really this uh, assessment, because if you don't understand which issue is really important, which is not, then you can't focus right ones. And generally, people just give this decision with their experience. They say, "Oh, this issue is very important. This is not," but this is not a good approach uh, for a company. You have to put real data to support and to understand which issue is critical and which is not. And other, maybe the most important thing for us is issue centric classification. Uh, what we are trying to do, we are classify issues, yeah, using with machine learning and automatic classification, and we try to standard create a standard issue classification method for the company. This is very important, because if you can do that, if you classify your data, you directly start to understand your problem points, not individual problems, individual issues. You start to understand the uh, problem groups. I think it's very important to understand these groups, because you can create better solutions for these groups. Maybe it will be more structural change. And of course, uh, reporting. We are creating a different reports than the usual reports, because we can understand which kind of problems are going on the site, and we know the classification of these problems, so we can say that that type of problems are increasing and they are very critical. So we have to find systemic solution for this. And easy search is very important, because people should understand and easily search the data, because when you did this, when same type of problem occur again, you easily reach the previous solution. This is very important to understand. uh, Understand the company knowledge base. And the good side, you can use our digital assistant everywhere. You can use in team management, you can use the project management, risk management, coordination, and fast reporting, because this tool is not just is a rigid tool. It is very flexible. It's a chatbot, digital assistant. It trains itself from your data. So when you ask some different questions, it learns it, and it changes uh, its understanding structure. We call that natural language processing, but easily it understands you and your team. Because of that, you can add frequently asking questions to your digital assistant, and it learns these questions. And when people ask these questions, maybe they don't need to create an issue. They directly take their answers, and it is the perfect thing, because when you did this, you just break the uh, issue management cycle, and you directly solve the problem without any time consuming activities, tasks, or relations. So this is very important. So basically, we try to create project specific frequently asked question list, and of course this question list will increase day by day, and then after one or two projects it will be very stable, and it start to answer a lot of questions about your project, which will be critical. So I think this is a good side of digital assistant, because you can develop it not with new versions. Daily basis you are developing it. When you ask a different question to digital assistant, it log it, and it try to find a solution for it, and then you train it, giving some answers, and it uses this data in the background and giving answer to new questions. I think it's a good training process for the digital assistant. And what features we have? Now, of course, we will increase these features, but both more technology, we created a digital assistant, and you can create issue, you can assign issue to responsible people, you can modify, you can check your inbox. What I mean my inbox is the people assign some issues to you. This is your inbox, and check outbox. This is you assign some issues to somebody. This is your outbox. You can check inbox and your outbox. You close issue, and you name the list to find team members. For example, you can create issue. Uh, First, you can search for the team member. Then you can create issue related to this team member. You can do this, and it is working in that side. So that's I want to share you a small video. As you see, we are creating this issue, and it asks us a deadline. Then we can answer a different deadline things. Next Monday at 4 p.m. and it register it. And what is the priority of the issue? Is it low or high? Is it urgent? You can use different words. You don't have to say low or high. You can say urgent. It's not a problem. To understand it is a high. Where is the issue in the second floor? And please define the responsible. Is Turkan responsible? It understands who is Turkan. Then it's collect the data. Then it asks for the description of the issue, and you make any description you want about the issue, and then you say that do you want to confirm the issue, and if you say yes, it registers it. And what the digital assistant is doing, then send this message to the Turkan. Hi, an issue is assigned by Aydın. Let's check each description is clear. There is on the floor. Deadline, blah blah. Priority is that. And when you accept it, the issue is accepted. Then it's sending the notification to the creator of the issue. As you see, the issue manager sent the Aydın Özçekiç, and Turkan has accepted the issue. Do you have a comment? If you want, you can make a comment, and directly all these comments, updates, that kind of things registered to the system. So if people start to use this coordinator, then all the data will automatically be registered. Then I will send it to responsible. Then responsible take the message. You see here. Do you want to give a reply? Now they are talking using our digital assistant, just talking about an issue. They use the reply button, and they reply, and all these data are registered and connected to the related issue. You see, there is messaging between two people. This is just one sample. We did a lot of things. This is the old version, but we try to increase this usage more. Now, I don't take your time more. Just I try to explain what we did. Do you want a live demo? We can do this. Just send an email to info@botmore.co.uk or call us from this phone number. We can arrange a live demo, and it will be more specific about your project. And you can try it in your project, and you will see it's very beneficial, and all data will be registered. So then we will make some, of course, data reports for you, and then you can do your report yourself, and it will be an interesting journey. And we believe that it will be a better approach for the project management, because when we solve the issues and when we register issues and when we create a knowledge base for our project management team, it will be a better eh, our progress will increase day by day, and we will see that. Thank you very much for your time. I hope I just take your half hour. If you have questions, please share with me. If you if you want to support us, please share this video. And thank you very much for your time. See you. Have a nice day.